Still talking about them nasty anxieties in the world that want to sort of chew their way into our hearts and destroy whatever they can. And this is one of the ways the world is meant to stop us from walking with the Lord. But let me just read a portion, Deuteronomy 28:65. Maybe I'll just be reading Bible verses this morning, so that's good. You can just sip your coffee and listen to that. So Deuteronomy 28:65. And this is a great description of anxiety. And among these nations you will find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But the Lord shall give you there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind, and your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you will fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of your life. In the morning you will say, would God it were even, and at even you will say, would God it were morning, for the fear of your heart wherewith you will fear, and for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. So this then is a great example of anxieties of the world infecting our hearts and robbing us of peace and walk with God. In fact, God promises that this will be our portion. Well, he's actually saying this to Israel. He was saying this to Israel. But of course, I think it's an important note to make that this is possibly one of the ways that God chastises his people when he wants to wake us up and he wants to catch our attention. And what an amazing description of anxiety, isn't it? Just think about it. At evening, you can't wait for the morning because of what you see. In the morning, you can't wait for it to be evening because oh gosh, it can only be better than it is now. And and so much anxiety in the world that tries to make us like this. It's like I just can't wait for this to be over, like what is going on, and so much anxiety. We have talked about these already. I'm not going to go back there again, but what an amazing description. So here's a question: why would this come in their lives? Like why would this happen to them? And I'm just going to read. The real reason is here, verses 47 and 48. Because you did not serve the Lord your God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore will you serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he will have destroyed you. So this is once again the same thought that we already mentioned here. I just really wanted to read this verse because they describe it so powerfully, so much better than I ever could. But we can easily recognize the same thing that we have talked about in the previous few days, mornings. If my heart is humble before the Lord, and I find joy and life in his presence, then I serve with that joy in life. Then I'm just going to stay there in that presence, and I'm just going to enjoy his reality. So the key here is my heart needs to be attuned to his heart, and this is entirely possible for you as a believer with a brand new heart. And in the same chapter, God even promises that blessings will chase the Israelites down and mercilessly catch them, the blessings. And in verse 2, he says, and all these blessings shall come on you and overtake you, like they will chase you down, if you will hear the voice, if you will listen to the voice of the Lord your God. And then if not, verse 15, then curses will chase you down. I don't want to read that because of time, but I just wanted to read this too. So it's kind of obvious what we need to do against the anxieties of the world overtaking us, that we would be choked by the same anxieties as everyone else in the world. And the answer is that we need to tune in our hearts to God's heart And then, and you can do that through meditation on the Word of God, through loving fellowship in the church, through ministry, so many ways that you can do that. Ministry, prayer. It's not a huge challenge for a believer to have their hearts attuned to God, but the decision that needs to be made. It doesn't randomly happen. We need to make that decision. Who do I pay attention to? Mark 4:24 in finishing, and God bless your day with that truth.